Hi all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to see how to apply tourist visa through VFS Global. So as we all know, from April 1st, 2022, India has started to approve regular tourist visa. So let's see how to apply regular tourist visa through VFS Global. So this is VFS Global USA site. In this, you have to click on Apply for Visa tab, Start Now button. So we can apply tourist visa in two methods. One is applying by post, the other is applying by appointment. Applying by post is nothing but sending all your application and document through post to VFS Global. Applying by appointment is nothing but taking an in-person appointment and submitting your application in person with VFS Global. So in this video, we'll see how to apply by post. So there are some 6 steps to apply your tourist visa. We will see step-by-step process in this video. So the first step is to identify your visa type. So there are so many visa categories to choose from. Let's see what are those. So these are the visa type to choose from. You have to choose the visa type according to your need. So in today's video, we'll concentrate on tourist visa. So these are the tourist visa details. You can find all the details regarding tourist visa in this tab. I'll provide the links for these tabs in the description below. So you will find the visa fees by choosing your country from where you are applying, and then type of entry like multiple entry, and duration of your visa. So once you choose the duration, you will see the fee structure. So this is the fee you will be paying if you are opting for 10-year tourist visa. So this fee might vary according to how you are submitting your application. So if you are submitting your application through post, then you have to pay for your courier labels, or if you are submitting your application in person, then you don't have to pay for courier labels. So next tab is document required. We'll see what are the documents required for applying tourist visa in this document checklist. So this document checklist is updated every now and then. So please go with the latest document checklist. Next is photo specification. If you have any doubts in taking your photo for the tourist visa application, go through this tab. They have all the specification regarding photo and how your photo should look. And you will also find the processing time information in this tab. So in this they have mentioned the earliest you can apply for tourist visa is before 3 months of your intended travel date. They have also mentioned the processing time might vary from 30 days to 60 days. So please apply for tourist visa before at least 2 months of your travel date. So now let's see how to start our application. So once you decided your visa type, that is tourist visa, our first step is completed, that is identifying visa type. Next, second step is to begin the application. So in this we are going to fill our actual application form for tourist visa in Government of India online visa portal. So once you click this tab, it will take you to Government of India online visa portal. So in this we have to choose for regular or paper visa by Indian Mission or Post, apply here tab. So this is the visa portal for all Indian visa categories. Here you will choose regular or paper visa application form. So this is the application form we have to fill. So first we have to choose the country or region from where we are applying. Next is the Indian Mission or Office. So if you don't know your Indian Mission or Office, I'll provide the link below. Please go through the mission under which you come. So if you select wrong mission, your application might get rejected. So choose the mission under which your state comes. So next is date of birth of applicant. So these informations like nationality, date of birth, all these informations are regarding the applicant. So you can provide expected date of arrival. So this date need not to be an exact date. Next is your visa type. I am choosing tourist visa, and in purpose you have to choose the tourist visa purpose. So and then once you have provided all the information, you can click continue. So this tourist visa is recommended for non-Indian origin people. If you are an Indian origin people, I would suggest you to go for OCI or entry visa. So next is applicant details form. So in this you have to provide details of the applicants and then passport details of the applicants. So in applicant detail, you have to provide applicant's given name and surname. Surname is last name and given name is first name. If you have middle name, then you can mention the middle name field in the given name tab itself. And then gender, date of birth of the applicants, country, city of birth. So these information has to match the passport details. And next is the citizenship or national ID number. This is nothing but the SSN number. This field is mandatory, so you have to provide the SSN number. Next is religion, visible identification mark. If you don't have any visible identification mark, then you can provide not applicable. In educational qualification, if you are applying this for a minor, then you can choose not applicable being minor. Otherwise, you can choose the qualification according to your individual self. Next is nationality, and then nationality acquired method, by birth or by naturalization. You have to select according to the applicant's detail. So in passport details, please provide the passport number, place of issue, date of issue and date of expiry according to the passport. And also, if you have any other passport or if you have held any other passport details, then please provide those details also. Otherwise, you can mention no for this question. So once you have filled the applicant's detail form, please note down the temporary application ID and then you can click save and continue or save and exit temporarily. To retrieve your form, you can use this temporary application ID and complete the application form. So now I'll click save and continue. Here you have to provide applicant's address detail. So in applicant's address detail, you have to provide applicant's present address with phone number and postal code. So you have to provide proof for this address. So be careful while you are providing your address. If you don't have proof for the address you are providing, please choose the address which you have proof for. If applicant is a minor, then either of parents' address proof has to be submitted for this address which you have provided in the application form. Next is applicant's family details. Here you have to mention father's and mother's detail. US passport does not have father's or mother's details in it, but in birth certificate, father's and mother's name will be mentioned. So please provide father's name and mother's name according to the birth certificate. Next is applicant's marital status. So once you have provided applicant's marital status, there is a question asking whether the grandparents or great grandparents are Pakistani or belong to Pakistan held areas. If yes, please provide details of those. Otherwise, you can choose no. Next is applicant's professional or occupation detail. So in case of minor applicant, you can choose others and provide minor in the tab below. And in employee details, you can provide not applicable. Otherwise, you have to choose your profession and provide your employer detail with address and phone number. So if you have any military or semi-military or police background, then you have to provide the details of your organization ranking. Otherwise, you can choose no for this question. Once you are done with this section, you can click save and continue. Next is visa details. So here you have to mention the places you are likely to be visited while you are visiting India and the duration of visa in months. So if you are choosing for 10-year visa or 6-year visa, you have to provide the duration of visa in months and number of entries. You can go for either single, double, triple or multiple entry visa. And next is expected date of journey. This is auto populated from the first tab which we have filled. And next is port of arrival. You can provide your expected port of arrival. This need not to be the same one. And expected port of exit from India. Once you have provided your visa details, next is previous visa or current valid visa details. So if you have held any previous Indian visa which is valid, then you can mention here. Otherwise, you can mention no for this question. So if you have visited India before with your Indian passport or with OCA or PIO card, then you can choose no for this question. This question is particularly for people who have visited India with tourist visa. So if you have not had any valid visa before, then you can choose no for this question. So if your previous visa stay in India has been refused, then you have to provide the reason for that. Otherwise, you can mention no for this question. And in other information tab, you have to mention the countries which you have visited in last 10 years. Next is SARS country visit details. If you have visited SARS countries in last 3 years, then you have to provide the details here. Otherwise, you can choose no for this question. Next, you have to provide one reference name in India with address and phone number and one reference name in the United States with address and phone number. This reference person can be your relative or friends. So once you have provided all the information regarding your visa and reference, you can click save and continue. So next is details regarding your individual self. You have to read all these questions carefully before you answer them. If you have chosen yes for any of these questions, then you have to provide the reason also. So please go through the questions carefully before you answer them. So once you have done with these questions, you can click the declaration button and click save and continue. So now we have completed our application form. Next step is to upload our photo. So if you don't have photo with you, then you can exit the application and then come back later to complete your application. Please note down the temporary application ID to come back later to retrieve your application. If you have digital image with you, then you can go ahead and upload your digital image at this point. So please go through the photo specification clearly before you upload your digital image. If your photo doesn't come under this specification, your application might get rejected. So please be careful while you upload your photo. So now I'm going to choose the photo and upload it. So once you have chosen your photo, you can click upload button. You can use this drag to center your photo. Make sure your photo is centered properly. Once you are happy with the image, you can click crop and save. So if you are happy with how your image is looking, you can click save and continue. So now your application form is generated. Please go through all the details you have provided in your application form. If you find any other details has to be changed, then you can click modify button, which is right below, to modify the information. Or if you find all the information is right and you are happy with the photo, then you can click verified and continue button. So once you click verified and continued button, your application form will be submitted and then you will get an application ID. So please note down this application ID. From now we are going to use this application ID in VFS portal for further reference. Also, once you click verified and submit, your application form will be downloaded in your computer. If you don't see your application form getting downloaded, you can use print form button to print your application form. Make sure you have printed your application form and kept it ready. So we have to send this application form to VFS Global. So once you have noted down your application ID and printed your application form, our step 2 is completed. Next is step 3. So in step 3, we are going to pay fees in VFS portal and continue our application process. First, we have to create a login information in VFS portal. If you don't have login already created, go ahead and create a login information first. If you already have a profile with VFS Global, you can use the same profile. Otherwise, go ahead and create a new profile with VFS Global. So if you don't know how to create a profile with VFS Global, I have a separate video for that. Please refer to that video. I'll provide the link for that video in the description below. If you already have a profile with VFS Global, then you can click I accept start visa portal application registration process. Now I have logged in into my VFS portal. Here we have to click start new application button. Now we are going to link our application form which we have filled in Government of India portal in VFS portal. So first thing we have to choose is application center. So this is nothing but the mission which you have chosen while filling your application form. As I said, please choose your mission according to the state which it comes under. If you choose wrong mission, then your application might get rejected. Next is service type. In this we have to choose emergency or regular. If you are going for emergency service type, then you have to produce emergency document. Next is nationality. Next we have to choose application category. So here I will choose tourist visa and then choose period of visa. You can choose 1 year, 5 year or 10-year visa. I'm choosing 1 year visa. And then number of entries and type of visa. Next is the submission type. So once you have provided all this information, click continue. So here we have to provide our application details. So application reference number is nothing but our application number. So your application number will be present in your application form itself. You can see at the side of your application, this is your application number. You have to provide this application ID in this place. So do not enter USAW, which is already auto populated there. Go with the rest of the number. So next we have to provide given name, middle name and surname, gender, date of birth of the applicant and passport details like passport number and passport expiry date. And you have to provide one contact number with email address. So you will get status of the application to this contact number and email ID. So please provide the right mobile number and email ID. So once you have given all this information, you can click save and continue. Next, we are going to provide our postal information. If you have more than one applicant, then you can add the other applicant also here before you go for postal information. Otherwise, if you are only applying for one applicant, then you can click continue. So here we are going to add postal information. Click postal information tab. First you have to choose the courier label, whether you are opting for your prepaid courier label or VFS offered courier service. So if you choose prepaid courier label, then you have to go for your own courier label and you have to provide the courier information like provider, an incoming label and outgoing label information. For now, I'll choose VFS offered courier. So here I am going to provide my home address. Please provide the address to which you are going to receive your visa. You also have to provide address proof for this address. So please provide a valid address. Once you provide this address, you cannot change it. So please be careful while providing this address information. Once you have provided your address, you can click save. So once you are happy with the address you have provided, you can click continue. Here you will get the service information like round trip courier label cost. You can add additional $5 to opt for SMS notification. If you don't want this service, then you can remove this. You will get SMS notification regarding our application to the mobile number which you have provided in details tab. So this is the courier label amount and your SMS service amount. So once you are happy with this, you can click continue. So here we have to review our application. Make sure you have linked your application form correctly and then review all the details regarding the payment information, like what are the fees, like what are the amounts you are going to pay. So your visa fees is $160. This fee might differ if you are going for 1 year or 10-year visa, and what is the VFS fees they have mentioned here. And then the courier trip, if you opted for VFS courier label, then the amount for round trip courier label is $30. Once you have referred all this fee information, you can click accept buttons and click pay online button. So once you click pay online button, this will take you to the payment portal. You can pay for the visa application. So once you are done with this payment, you will receive an email confirmation with the receipt of your payment. You have to send this receipt along with your application form. So please take the printout of this receipt. So once you are done with the payment, step 3 is completed. Next is step 4. So in step 4, we are going to prepare our application form along with the supporting document and mail it to VFS Global with the label we have generated. So let's see what are the supporting documents now. So this is the document checklist for tourist visa application form. We have seen this tab while starting the application. So please download the latest checklist in VFS site. This checklist might get updated frequently. So go with the latest check. So now let's click document checklist tab. So this is the checklist for tourist visa. So first thing is government application form. So this is the government application form we have downloaded. So they have mentioned if this application form is for minor applicant, then minor applicant has to sign the application form. So applicant has to sign the application form in first page where it is mentioned signature, and also at the last page where it is asked for applicant signature. So if the minor applicant is below 5 years, then minor applicant's left thumb impression has to be taken in the signature box and in last page where it is mentioned as applicant signature, and both the parents has to sign this application form below this. So if the minor applicant is above 5 years, then you can ask the minor applicant to write the name in this part where it is mentioned for applicant signature, and also in the first page in signature box. Sample filled application form. So your application form has to be signed in this area, and for minor applicant both the parents has to sign below this. So if the minor applicant is below 5 years, then you have to take left thumb impression. Do not forget that. So you don't have to notarize this application form. They haven't mentioned to notarize this application form. So next step is photograph. So you have to affix one passport size photo in the space provided here. This passport size photo has to match your digital image. Both your digital image and your physical photo should match. It should not be different photos. The third thing is fee payment. So if you have chosen for VFS offered courier label and paid your fee online, then you must have received a receipt to the email ID. You have to print out that receipt, payment receipt, and keep it along with the application form. Next is proof of address. You have to provide one proof of address to the address you have mentioned in your application form. This proof of address can be the driving license or utility bill or lease or mortgage document. If you are applying for minor applicant, you have to provide either of parents' address proof, and this address proof should be valid. So next is for non-US passport holders. So if you are a non-US citizen and applying Indian visa from US, then you have to submit your valid in US visa copy. So I repeat it, if you are a non-US citizen and you are applying for Indian visa from US, then you have to submit valid US visa copy or valid status of applicant in US. This can be either your green card or valid visa or valid EAD or valid I-797A approval notice or any other work permit which allows you to work or stay in USA. So this is a copy of your visa or work permit. You do not have to send any original documents. Next is additional particular form. So this is additional particular form. Here you have to provide applicant's name and information and fill all the details and sign the declaration form below. So if it is for minor applicant, both the parents or legal guardian should sign this declaration form. And also please strike out the information which are not necessary for you. So this is the sample filled additional particulars form. Please go through the questions before you answer them. It might differ according to your individual self. So this additional particular form has to be signed by the applicant. In case of minor applicant, both the parents has to sign this additional particular form. Also strike off whichever is not applicable to you. And then provide date and place from where you are submitting your application form. Next is passport. You have to send one copy along with the original passport. Your passport will be stamped with visa and it will be returned back to the address you have provided in the VFS site. So the main criteria is the passport has to be valid for minimum 6 months and you do not have to take all the pages copy, only the front page where you have information and photo. So do not forget, you have to send your original passport along with one photocopy. So these are the main documents which you required for tourist visa. So below is some of the additional documents which is applicable. So this is not applicable to everybody. So if you are an US citizen by naturalization, then you have to provide copy of your renunciation certificate, or if you are an US citizen by birth, then you can skip this document. If you are submitting this application for minor applicant, then you have to submit parental authorization form. This parental authorization form has to be notarized. So this is sample filled parental authorization form. So in case of minor, this parental authorization form has to be notarized. Both the parents has to write their names here with the applicants, that is minor applicants detail, and their residential address. So this address should match the address you have provided in your application form, and then you have to choose for what purpose you are providing this parental authorization form, and then sign this parental authorization form in front of notary. Do not sign this parental authorization in home because some notaries require to sign in front of them. Just fill the parental authorization form and take them to the notary. So while you're going, you have to take your ID cards. It might be a driving license or birth certificate of a child, and then you have to sign this parental authorization form in front of the notary, and notary will notarize this parental authorization form below this. Next is birth certificate copy of applicant and passport copy or marriage certificate copy of parents. And if the parents are non-US citizens, then you have to provide valid status of parents in US like their green card or valid I-797 or work permit. So these are the requirements for minor applicant. I'll repeat again, if you are submitting this application for minor applicant, then you have to provide additional 4 documents like parental authorization form, birth certificate copy of minor, parents marriage certificate and passport copies, and visa status of parents if parents are non-US citizen. And then you have to provide courier label. So if you have opted for VFS offered courier label, you will get one courier label to send your document. Written courier label will be taken care by VFS itself. Or if you are opting for your own prepaid label, then you have to send your courier label along with this application. Next, one copy of this checklist has to be enclosed with the application, and this application has to be signed. For minor applicant, either of parents can sign this application. So that's it. Our document checklist is completed. I'll repeat once again. You have to submit your original application form, which we have completed in Indian visa portal. This form has to be signed and you have to paste one photo here, and you have to send this application along with these additional documents which they have mentioned in the checklist. You are also going to send your original passport. Your passport will be returned with stamped visa on it. So once you have collected all these documents and couriered your application form, our step 4 is completed. If you have opted for VFS offered courier label, usually all these VFS offered courier labels are FedEx label. You can take your courier label to FedEx office. They will provide you with express or overnight envelope. You have to place all your documents inside your envelope and then enclose the courier label on the front, and then you have to post your application form. So with this we have completed our step 4. In step 5, once VFS office has received your courier label, they will update you through email, or if you have opted for SMS notification, they will update you through SMS that they have received your application form. So you will receive this status after posting your application. Within 48 hours, your application will reach VFS, since all these courier labels are VFS offered courier labels, but you will get notification only after 3 to 4 days. So you can wait until 1 week to receive your notification. Next is step 6. In step 6, you can track your application form. So once you have received a second notification, that is the first notification will be your application has reached embassy. The second notification will be they have started processing or working on your application. So when you receive the second notification via email or SMS, you can start tracking your application. To track your application, you have to click track now button and then track your application. And you have to provide your application reference number, nothing but your application ID and date of birth, and you can click submit button to track your application. So this is to track your application in VFS portal. You can also track your application in Government of India visa portal. So to track your application in Government of India visa portal, your application has to reach embassy. So once you receive your application status that your application has reached embassy, you can track your application in visa portal. So this is Government of India visa portal where we have filled our application form. To check your status, you have to click check your visa status here and provide the application ID or application number along with your passport number to track your application. So I repeat again, you can only track your application in visa portal once your application has reached Indian embassy. Until then, you can only track your application in VFS portal. So with this, our step 6 is completed. So I hope this explanation is clear. As I said, processing of your tourist visa will take anywhere from 1 month to 2 months. Please apply at least 2 months before your travel plan. So if you have any other doubts in this tourist visa application process, please leave in the comment section. I'll be happy to help you. If you need to know how to apply for OCA or entry visa, I have already made a separate video on those. I'll provide the link for those videos in the description below. If you have any other doubts, please leave in the comment section. I'll be happy to help. I hope this video is helpful and useful for getting your tourist visa for India. If you find this videos helpful and useful, please click the subscribe button and share with others who are in need of this information. Thank you.